Most riders think they know how to maintain their motorcycles. They change the oil, check the tires, maybe clean the chain once in a while. But here's the truth. There are maintenance secrets that separate smart riders from the ones who end up with expensive repair bills. Today, I'm sharing 10 maintenance secrets that most riders never learn. These aren't the obvious things like oil changes. These are the hidden tips that keep your bike running strong for years, while other riders are dealing with breakdowns and costly repairs. If you want your motorcycle to last longer, run better, and cost less to maintain, pay attention, because these secrets can save you thousands of dollars and countless headaches. Number 1, your chain is secretly destroying your motorcycle, and you're ignoring it. Most riders think chain maintenance is just about lubing it and adjusting the slack, but your chain is actually telling you a story about your entire drivetrain, and most people aren't listening. Here's what smart riders know. A chain that's properly maintained should last 20,000 miles or more, but most riders replace theirs every 10 to 15,000 miles because they're missing the secret to chain longevity. The secret isn't just cleaning and lubing. It's understanding that your chain wears in a pattern that reveals problems with your sprockets, alignment, and suspension. Look at your chain closely. If it's wearing unevenly, tight spots, loose spots, or wear on just one side, that's not normal chain wear. That's your bike telling you something's wrong. Tight spots usually mean your sprockets are worn or your wheel alignment is off. Uneven side wear means your chain line isn't straight. And if your chain is stretching faster than normal, your sprockets might be eating it alive. Here's the maintenance secret. Check your chain for tight spots every time you clean it. Put the bike on the center stand and slowly rotate the rear wheel while watching the chain. If you see spots where it gets tight or loose, you got problems that need fixing. Don't just replace the chain and ignore the cause. Fix the alignment, replace worn sprockets, and your next chain will last twice as long. Number 2, coolant can be a silent killer. Most riders think coolant is just water with antifreeze. Fill it up, forget about it. Maybe change it every few years. But old coolant is slowly eating your engine from the inside, and you probably don't even know it's happening. Here's what happens over time. Coolant becomes acidic. It absorbs moisture, breaks down, and starts attacking the metal in your cooling system. Aluminum radiators, water pump housings, cylinder heads, all getting slowly corroded by the fluid that's supposed to protect them. The secret smart riders know is that coolant condition matters more than age. You can have 2-year-old coolant that's already going bad, or 5-year-old coolant that's still protecting your engine. Here's how to check it. Look at the color. Fresh coolant is bright and clear. Old, acidic coolant turns brown or rusty looking. If your coolant looks like coffee, it's already damaging your engine. But here's the real secret. You can test coolant acidity with simple test strips. They cost a few dollars and tell you exactly when your coolant needs changing, not just when the calendar says so. Another thing most riders miss, mixing different types of coolant creates chemical reactions that can clog your entire cooling system. Green, orange, blue, they're not all the same. Stick with one type and flush completely when switching. Change your coolant based on condition, not just time. Your engine will thank you with years of reliable service instead of expensive overheating problems. Number 3, warm-ups before each ride. Your motorcycle will thank you for it. Here's a maintenance secret that costs nothing but adds years to your engine life. Proper warm-up technique. Most riders either skip warm-ups completely or do them wrong. The guys who fire up and immediately ride off are slowly destroying their engines. Cold oil is thick and doesn't flow properly. For the first few minutes, your engine parts aren't getting proper lubrication. But the riders who let their bikes idle for 10 minutes aren't doing it right either. Idling doesn't warm up the whole engine evenly, and it can actually cause carbon buildup in some engines. Here's the secret smart riders know. The best warm-up is a gentle ride. Start the bike, let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds, just to get oil circulating. Then ride gently for the first few miles. Keep the RPMs low, don't accelerate hard, and let the engine gradually come up to operating temperature. This warms up the oil, transmission, and all the engine components evenly. Modern fuel-injected bikes don't need long warm-ups like old carbureted bikes did, but they still need that gentle start to get everything properly lubricated and up to temperature. Here's what happens when you skip proper warm-ups: increased engine wear, oil that doesn't protect properly, and transmission components that wear out faster. All preventable with just a few minutes of patience. The secret is understanding that your engine is made of different metals that expand at different rates. Give them time to reach proper operating temperature together, and they'll last much longer. Okay. Number 4. Dirty air filters can destroy your engine. Most riders know they should change their air filter occasionally, but what they don't know is that a dirty air filter doesn't just reduce power. It can actually destroy your engine in ways you'd never expect. Here's the secret. A clogged air filter makes your engine run rich, which means too much fuel and not enough air. That excess fuel washes oil off your cylinder walls, increases engine wear, and can even damage your catalytic converter. But it gets worse. When your engine can't breathe properly, it works harder to make the same power. That means higher operating temperatures, more stress on internal components, and faster wear on everything from pistons to valves. Smart riders know that air filter maintenance isn't just about performance, it's about engine longevity. And here's the secret most people miss. You can often clean and reuse air filters instead of always buying new ones. Foam filters can be washed and re-oiled. Even some paper filters can be cleaned with compressed air if they're not too dirty. This saves money and ensures you're not running a dirty filter longer than you should. Here's how to check your air filter properly. Don't just look at it, hold it up to a light. If you can't see light through it clearly, it's restricting airflow and needs attention. Another secret: if you ride in dusty conditions, check your air filter way more often than the manual suggests. Desert riders might need to clean their filters every few hundred miles. A clean air filter is cheap insurance against expensive engine problems. Don't let a $20 part destroy a $5,000 engine. Number 5. Not all brake pads are the same. Most riders think brake pads are brake pads. They go to the parts store, buy whatever's cheapest, and wonder why their braking feels different, or their rotors wear out fast. Here's the secret smart riders know. Brake pad material makes a huge difference in how your brakes perform and how long your rotors last. Organic pads are gentle on rotors, but don't handle heat well. Sintered pads last longer, but can be hard on rotors. The secret is matching your pad material to your riding style. Street riders who do mostly commuting should use organic pads. They're quiet, smooth, and easy on rotors. Aggressive riders or those who do track days need sintered pads that can handle the heat. But here's what most riders miss. You can't just swap pad types without consequences. If you've been running organic pads, your rotors have a certain surface finish. Switch to sintered pads without proper bedding, and you'll get poor braking and noise. Another secret: cheap brake pads often use inconsistent materials that can cause grabbing, noise, or uneven wear. Spend a little more on quality pads and they'll last longer and perform better. Here's the maintenance tip most people ignore: bed in new brake pads properly. This means a series of gradual stops that heat cycle the pads and rotors together. Skip this step, and your brakes will never feel right. And here's a secret that can save your rotors: replace brake pads before they're completely worn. Those last few millimeters of pad life can cost you hundreds in rotor replacement, if you wait too long. Number 6. Your spark plugs are whispering warnings about your engine's health. Most riders only look at spark plugs when something's wrong, but smart riders know that spark plugs are like a window into your engine's health. They can tell you about problems long before they become expensive failures. Here's the secret. Spark plug condition tells you exactly what's happening inside your cylinders. A plug that's black and sooty means you're running rich. A plug that's white and chalky means you're running lean and risking engine damage. Oil on the plug threads. Your valve seals or rings are leaking. Melted electrodes. You got serious overheating or timing problems. Each condition tells a specific story about your engine's health. Smart riders check their spark plugs every 5,000 miles, not just when they need replacement. It takes 5 minutes and can warn you about problems before they destroy your engine. Here's another secret. You don't always need new plugs just because they look dirty. Sometimes cleaning and regapping old plugs works fine, especially on older bikes with simple ignition systems. But here's what most riders miss. Spark plug heat range matters. The wrong heat range plug can cause overheating, pre-ignition, or fouling. Stick with the manufacturer's specification unless you've made engine modifications. Another maintenance secret. Check spark plug gap regularly. Gaps increase over time due to electrode wear, and a gap that's too wide can cause misfiring and poor performance. Your spark plugs are trying to tell you about your engine's health. Learn to listen to what they're saying. Number 7. The truth about fuel additives. Walk into any parts store and you'll see shelves of fuel additives promising to clean your injectors, boost octane, and solve every fuel-related problem. Most of them are expensive snake oil, but a few actually work. Here's the secret smart riders know. Most modern gasoline already contains detergents designed to keep fuel systems clean. Adding more cleaners is usually unnecessary and sometimes harmful, but there are exceptions. If you're dealing with ethanol fuel problems, water contamination, or you're storing your bike for months, the right additives can help. The secret is knowing which additives actually work and when to use them. Fuel stabilizers are essential for long-term storage. Ethanol treatments can help if you're stuck with high ethanol fuel, but octane boosters and most performance additives are just expensive placebos. Here's what most riders don't know. Some additives can actually damage fuel system components. Alcohol-based cleaners can swell rubber seals. Some octane boosters contain lead that can poison catalytic converters. No, the maintenance secret is using top-tier gasoline from major brands. These fuels already contain the detergents and additives your bike needs. Save your money on aftermarket additives unless you have a specific problem they can solve. If you do need additives, use them sparingly and follow directions exactly. More isn't better, it's often harmful. Number 8. Pay attention to tire pressure. Most riders check tire pressure occasionally and think that's enough. But smart riders know that tire pressure affects everything from handling to fuel economy to tire life. Here's the secret. Tire pressure changes with temperature. For every 10 degrees the temperature drops, you lose about 1 psi. That means your properly inflated tires from summer might be dangerously low in winter. But it's not just about having enough air. The secret smart riders know is that even small pressure differences between front and rear can dramatically change how your bike handles. Overinflated tires give you a harsh ride and reduce your contact patch, which means less grip. Underinflated tires flex too much, generate heat, and wear out the edges faster. Here's the maintenance secret most riders miss. Check tire pressure when the tires are cold, before you ride. Riding heats up the tires and increases pressure, giving you false readings. Another secret, don't rely on the pressure monitoring systems on newer bikes. They're often inaccurate and only warn you when pressure is dangerously low. Use a good quality gauge and check manually. The secret to long tire life is maintaining proper pressure consistently. Tires that are always at the right pressure last longer, grip better, and make your bike handle the way it was designed to. Number 9. Check your clutch cable lately. Most riders ignore their clutch cable until it breaks and leaves them stranded. But smart riders know that clutch cable maintenance can prevent failures and improve clutch performance. Here's the secret. Clutch cables stretch over time, and that stretch affects how your clutch engages. Too much slack, and your clutch won't fully disengage. Too little slack, and your clutch slips. The maintenance secret is checking clutch cable adjustment regularly and lubricating the cable to prevent binding and wear. But here's what most riders miss. A clutch cable that's binding or sticking makes your clutch feel heavy and can cause premature wear on clutch components. Smart riders lubricate their clutch cables every few thousand miles and replace them before they fail. A new cable costs $20. Getting towed because your cable snap costs $200. Number 10. That mushy feeling? Blame your neglected fork oil. Most riders never think about fork oil until their suspension feels terrible. But fork oil breaks down over time and affects both comfort and safety. Here's the secret. Old fork oil doesn't just make your ride harsh. It can cause seal leaks, poor damping, and unpredictable handling. Smart riders change fork oil every 10 to 15,000 miles, not every 30,000 like some manuals suggest. Fresh oil makes your suspension feel like new again and prevents expensive seal damage. The secret is that fork oil is cheap maintenance that prevents expensive repairs. Don't wait until your forks feel terrible. Change the oil regularly and enjoy better handling and comfort. There you have it. 10 maintenance secrets that separate smart riders from the ones who end up with expensive problems. These aren't complicated or expensive tips. They're simple habits that keep your bike running strong for years. The difference between a bike that lasts 100,000 miles and one that needs major repairs at 30,000 miles often comes down to these small details. Smart riders pay attention to the little things before they become big problems. Which of these secrets surprised you? Have you been missing any of these maintenance tips? Drop a comment below and let me know which one you're going to start doing first. If this video helped you learn something new about motorcycle maintenance, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world riding wisdom. Remember, good maintenance isn't about spending more money. It's about spending money on the right things at the right time. Take care of your bike, and it'll take care of you for years to come.